Today we have 3 new confirmed cases of Covid-19 to report. 1 case is linked to overseas travel, 1 is linked to a known case and still being investigated, and 1 is still under investigation. This means our total confirmed cases is 1,132 and total probable cases 347. That brings our current total of confirmed and probable cases in New Zealand to 1,479. I'm pleased to say that there are no new COVID-19 deaths to report. Yesterday, our laboratories completed 5,328 tests, bringing the total number of tests completed to date to 139,898. We have 1,252 cases that are reported as having recovered from COVID-19, which is an increase of 11 from yesterday. And so 85% of all our confirmed and probable cases are considered to be recovered. There are 6 people in hospital today, and none of those 6 are in intensive care. There are still 16 significant clusters. 1 has had no cases notified in 28-day period, and that is considered to be closed. We expect to close another cluster tomorrow, and we have a further 6 clusters where the last case was reported between 14 and 28 days ago, so we expect to be able to close those off in the next few days. I just want to talk about the press release which was issued by Waitemata earlier today. So Waitemata District Health Board this morning issued a media statement on 3 staff members who have tested positive for COVID-19. One of those was tested and was positive at the weekend. 1 was included in yesterday's tally, and 1 is included in today's count. The staff had worked on a ward where patients from St Margaret's Hospital and Rest Home were transferred due to staffing shortages at that facility. I have spoken to DHB Deputy Chief Executive Dr. Andrew Brandt, and he has assured me that they have taken all appropriate actions to minimise any potential risks to patients and staff. The source of staff contracting COVID-19 remains under investigation. Full PPE was available and worn by staff at all times in the area where the St Margaret's patients are being cared for. A review is in progress to understand how and where the infection may have occurred. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. McElnay. I want to cover 3 things today around enforcement, the winter energy payment and the small business cash flow loan scheme. Firstly, on enforcement, an update of our ongoing enforcement under Alert Level 3 rules. It is paramount that we do not lose our hard-won health gains as we move to reboot our economy. Today I can update you that there have been a total of 281 breaches of the CDM or Health Acts under Alert Level 3, and that's an increase of 96 in the past 24 hours. Of those 281, 77 people have been prosecuted, an increase of 31 in the past 24 hours. 180 warnings have been issued, an increase of 61 in the past 24 hours, and there have been 24 youth referrals, an increase of 4 in the past 24 hours. There have been 2,064 police assurance patrols over the past 2 days, alongside 2,790 crime prevention patrols in neighbourhoods and business districts. The increases in these numbers are an indication that the police are stepping up their enforcement response, and this will continue over the weekend. I want to make clear that most New Zealanders are indeed doing the right thing, and that this is actually reflected in the number of people calling out those who are doing the wrong thing. There have been a total of 2,101 reports from members of the public at Level 3, 991 of those about businesses, and 785 about individuals, 325 about mass gatherings. These are being followed up. And as we head into the weekend, there is a particular example that I want to highlight. As part of these reports by members of the public, there has been an increase in reports about parties at residential addresses that clearly include people beyond that person's bubble. I have 2 clear messages for anyone considering that. First, cancel your plans now. Secondly, be aware that the police will be particularly taking a dim view of this activity as part of their Level 3 enforcement activity this weekend. We know that events where there have been gatherings such as parties have been at the root of a number of our clusters. The virus has proven it will spread easily at events like this. Any uptick in cases as a result of parties will mean that we have to stay in Level 3 longer. So please, don't be an idiot, stick to your bubble, and everyone will be better off. I want to mention the winter energy payment today. From today, this payment runs for 4 months, as it has since 2018. For this year, the government has doubled the 2020 winter energy payment to support our older and low-income New Zealanders. This year it comes to $1,400 for couples and $900 for a single person. People will see this additional money in their next payment from MSD. There's 2 reasons that we made the decision to double the payment. At a time when we're asking people to stay at home in their bubbles and keep well, our role is to provide support for our most vulnerable to stay warm and healthy and reduce any unnecessary burden on health services. We also know that those on lower incomes are more likely to spend that extra income on basic household needs, and so we know that this doubling of the winter energy payment will provide an immediate stimulus to local economies across the country as we are rebooting the economy. Today we are also announcing further measures as part of our significant support package for businesses to boost cash flow and protect jobs and incomes. To date, the government has acted quickly to put in place business support such as the $10.5 billion wage subsidy, the large package of business tax support and the business finance guarantee scheme that we're delivering in partnership with banks. We've also been making sure that this support gets out the door to our business, workers and economy as soon as possible, and indeed faster than in many other countries. Today we are adding to that. We have announced that the government will provide interest-free loans for a year to small and medium-sized businesses impacted by Covid-19 to support their immediate cash flow needs and meet fixed costs. Businesses with 50 or fewer employees will be able to apply to the Inland Revenue Department for loans from the 12th of May. This is a 100% government lending scheme to support our SMEs. We're backing these businesses because we know how important they are to our economy. We also know that our small and medium enterprises have not been able to access the support that they need from other sources. The scheme will provide $10,000 to every firm and in addition $1,800 per equivalent full-time employee. The scheme has a maximum term of 5 years. Repayments of principal and interest are not required for the first 2 years. The interest rate will be 3%, but as noted, the loans will be interest-free if they are paid back within a year. The eligibility criteria are the same as for the wage subsidy scheme, but businesses will also have to declare that they are a viable business and that they will use the money for core business operating costs. There will be an audit process led by IRD. This support is available to help more than 400,000 businesses who have 50 or fewer employees. It's designed to get immediate support and help to our smaller businesses to cover costs like rent and other bills. It sits alongside the business finance guarantee scheme that we put in place with banks for medium-sized businesses. Today I can also announce that we are making a number of updates to this scheme based on the feedback we've had. This includes removing the government's requirement for a general security agreement and making the scheme more flexible by not requiring customers to have drawn down all existing facilities before applying. We are considering further changes to that scheme as well to ensure it plays its part in supporting our businesses. Taken together, the wage subsidy, the business loan guarantee scheme, the significant packages of tax changes and the support through the small business loan scheme, we have a significant package to cushion the blow of COVID-19 for businesses, to protect jobs and put New Zealand's economy on a footing to get going again off the back of the amazing work that New Zealanders have all done to stamp out COVID-19 and get a head start for our economic recovery. Finally, the Prime Minister in her press conferences this week has finished by talking about slices of Kiwi ingenuity that we're seeing in Alert Level 3 as we find new ways of working while making sure we stay on course for our health response. Today I'd like to add one that's close to my heart as the Associate Minister for Arts, Culture and Heritage. Our arts sector has suffered an intense blow as we fight Covid-19, as have others around the world, seen through the cancellation and postponement of Cannes Festival or the New York Tribeca Festival. So this year in New Zealand we are bringing our art house to your house. The New Zealand International Film Festival is this year presenting its program online for the very first time. From the 24th of July to the 2nd of August, the world-class curated program of world and New Zealand films can be screened at home. The joy, inspiration and connection these festivals bring us will be missed by many. But now we have a creative solution befitting of our cultural sector and one that is well worthy of our support.